Our next presenter this afternoon is Dr. Michael Macartney, and he'll be talking to us about protecting brain health in athletes. Michael, the importance of omega-3 fatty acid intake and index. Over to you.
Thank you, Bradley. And apologies to online viewers because the slides were expected to be shared, so there might be some details that are a bit too small for the online viewers. Yeah, as you can see, I've got some pretty impactful attention-grabbing stats on my first slide relating to head injuries and concussion. And I'm sure that if any of you have tuned into media recently, you're well aware of the focus of the mainstream media on head injuries in athletes and sports. So our research and my research as part of the lab group is looking at the effects of omega-3 fatty acids in terms of protecting brain health in athletes. So what's the current status? We've got a range of expert bodies who've come together to assess concussion and head injuries in sport, and they've provided this position statement in 2024, which is a very large document, but basically focuses 16 of its pages onto these outcomes related to recognizing head injuries, removing and referring players who experience head injuries, evaluating them, and then providing management. Interestingly, for me, what I found confusing was they only had one page dedicated to risk reduction and prevention. And that page focused on safety and risk management in sports, as well as rule modifications and PPE, so things like helmets. And even more interestingly, they only had one statement relating to nutrition. And this is it. So good nutrition is crucial for athletes' holistic brain health. Sporting organizations should educate on strategies to enhance cognitive reserve and overall brain health. And I found that a bit baffling that in an entire document, that's the only thing you have referencing to nutrition. Why did I find that so attention-grabbing? Our research focuses in on the effects of omega-3 intake and index. So our lab has been investigating omega-3 fatty acids for 25 years, and we've highlighted a range of health benefits of omega-3 fatty acids. So I'll explain that a little bit more now so we can link it to brain health. So basically, within your diet, you may eat salmon or you may take a fish oil supplement, and that's a way of intaking omega-3 fatty acids. When you do that, they're incorporated into cell membranes across all cells within your body. And therefore, they get incorporated into different tissues and different organs in the body. So some examples here is your heart or your skeletal muscle, and we see improvements in skeletal muscle function, improvements in inflammatory health, and improvements in cardiovascular function when we have these omega-3 fatty acids incorporated into those cell membranes of those organs. There has been a large body of research which has shown the importance of omega-3 fatty acids in the development of the nervous system and also in aging, in maintaining the nervous system. I put an asterisk up here next to neuroprotective because there's now a large groundswell of emerging research showing that actually omega-3 fatty acids likely have an important role in the recovery of neural tissue when it's damaged. Hence, it's linked to head injuries in athletes and sports. This is really important for us because obviously we can't measure how much omega-3 is in a person's neural tissue. But what we can do is we can collect a blood sample from a finger prick test. And from that red blood cell, we're able to assess how much omega-3 fatty acids is in this person's red blood cell. And that cell membrane is equivalent proxy to the other tissues in the body, such as the brain or heart. So currently we've got an ongoing study where we're screening as many elite athletes within Australia as possible to find out what is the omega-3 index across our athletes in Australia. And here's some preliminary data that I have showing across 300 samples so far, we have quite a low median omega-3 index. So I've used traffic light coloring to try and help you interpret this graph, but basically the majority of our samples sit in the red and orange, and that's not a good zone for your omega-3 index. The desirable range for an omega-3 index is above 8%, so highlighted by the green color, and you can see how few individual athletes are actually at that level. So this really highlights that there is room for improvement and benefit of integrating more understanding and research on omega-3 fatty acids within athletes and sports. But who cares? Well, medical and health professionals are starting to pay attention to this. Pharmaceutical and nutraceutical companies obviously have a big attention on this. Also, just coaches and high performance managers. And why do they care? So with this research can be used to improve brain health across a lifespan or a career span, can enhance recovery from brain injuries. We can reduce long-term complications potentially, and we can provide tailored approaches to individual needs. So I'll finish up with my, my quote that I've adjusted: "You are what fatty acids you eat."
Thanks, Michael. Any question from the audience relating to this presentation? Lisa.
You've got, I noticed in your 300 athletes, you've got male and female athletes. And I'm interested in understanding, because we've seen other research that says that in presentations like this, that said focus too much on male population. I was wondering what the split was, and if you're seeing anything interesting between the male and female subjects of your.
So we are very focused on getting a 50-50 split of male-female athletes. So currently we're not at 50-50, we're at about 45% female, 55% male. But that is a goal of our research, because we do understand how underrepresented the female sample is. And we are noticing that female athletes in general are a lower omega-3 index than their male counterparts. And there's a couple of reasons for that. I won't go into all of them, but mainly the major one is funding. So lots of male professional teams have a lot more money than female professional teams.
Right, thank you very much.